Thank you for listening. So my name is Andrew Gillespie and I work at Doverbrook School in Oxford. I'm just going to talk to you briefly about universities and careers and how it works in the UK. In terms of my background, I'm what's called Director of Studies at Doverbrooks. So I teach, but I also advise students on what they're going to do next, how that affects their A-level choices, and help them to apply to university. I'm also involved in examining. I'm a chief examiner for A-level business, so I understand how A-levels work. I lecture at Oxford Brookes University, so I can see what life is like at university, and I inspect schools. So I look at UK schools and see how they do different things. In terms of universities, these are some of the destinations of Doverbrook students. So you'll see that we are used to helping students get to the very top universities in the UK. London School of Economics, Oxford, UCL. So we're used to preparing students for the very best universities. And these are some of our students from the Ukraine, what they've gone on to do. This is Anton. He's at UCL, which is a very high-ranking university, and he's studying economics and geography. And he was with us for IGCSE, then A-level. And this is Karina, who's at Oxford University doing biomedical sciences. And again, she took A-level maths, chemistry, biology with us. So what we're going to do is look at how they got to those places. So we're going to look at the university process. So in the UK, a student will choose 5 universities and 5 courses. They will send an application to 5 places. And their application goes to one place, which is called UCAS. So we talk about a UCAS form, which is their application to 5 universities. And the same form goes to all the institutions. So it is one form to 5 places. And our job the school's job is to help students find the right combination of universities and to help students write the best application they can. And part of their application is called a personal statement, where they have to write about why they want to study a particular course. And this is UCAS, so this is a fantastic website, and if you have anybody interested in universities, courses, how to apply, it's got lots of videos, lots of information, so it's ucas.com. And that's where we will look as schools, it's where parents look, it's where students look to find the information that they need. And you'll find here, for example, you can type in search for a particular type of degree, and you'll find lots of information on where you can study that degree. Now, obviously, the difficult thing is knowing about the universities themselves. So here are 3 universities. One is Oxford Brookes, one is Oxford, and one is Pearson College. They all offer economics and business, but they're very different universities, and that's where you might need special advice. One thing you can do is to look further at the universities, and one thing to look at is the level of qualifications they require. So this is Warwick. It is looking for students to get AAA at A-level. So that is a very high-ranking university. Other universities might say BCC, and that's a lower-ranking university. Obviously, universities understand A-levels very well, and that's why coming to the UK to study A-level first is often a good idea. But if you're applying with Ukrainian qualifications, on the website of the university, it will normally tell you what they're looking for. So ucas.com is a very good source starting place. It will help you to choose the places you want to apply for. You will apply. The universities will tell you whether they will make you an offer, which will be based on grades, and then you will choose the 2 that are your main choices. If you're doing A-levels, you then get your exam results in August. You hopefully get your 3 A's, and then you go to the university of your choice in the October. But you are applying about 1 year in advance. One part of the application is called a personal statement, and that is often the area where international students need a lot of support. So although it's called a personal statement, it's really about why you want to study this course. Why do you love economics? Why do you love medicine? Why are you going to be good at studying that subject? So why do you want to study it? Why would you be good? It's not really about your hobbies and interests. Okay? So it's going to the people who teach on these courses, and they want to understand why you would be a good student. So if all you say is, I have lots of friends, I like the cinema, and I am good at football, that probably doesn't help me decide whether you're going to be a good student. So it's not about personal interests. Are you good at meeting deadlines? At university, you're going to have a lot of time to produce projects, and we want it completed at a set date. Are you going to be good at that? What is your evidence? Are you good at solving problems? Because we're going to give you lots of things to go away and research and to find out. Can you do that? What is your evidence? University, you will be in big lectures. You will be expected to go away and research and to find information for yourself. So that's why at Dover Brooks, what we're trying to do is help students learn how to learn rather than just feed information into them. So you need to be able to show the universities that you can work on your own, you can go and find things out, and you can write your own projects. And obviously things like, you want to study geography, you want to study economics. Why? And if all you can say is, I like economics, that's not good enough. So why do you like it? Which aspect of economics do you like? How can you prove to me that you like it? What have you ever read about it? Have you ever gone and talked to anyone about it? Have you ever gone to any lectures? Where is the evidence that you really like this? How long have you liked this for? So you need a lot of background work before you write your application. So there's no point saying, I want to be a lawyer 3 days before you apply to university. If you want to be a lawyer, you should have been debating, you should have been to court cases, you should have been reading, you should have been following trial. There's all sorts of things you should have been doing. So what we do and most schools do is try and talk to students as early as possible about what they might want to do later to get them preparing 1, 2, 3 years in advance. So we will have our first meetings about university in the first couple of weeks with students starting at IGCSE or A-level, because we want to start building a programme and helping them to explore different options. We do careers tests very early on. And that's an advantage of coming to the UK is that I think you can start that and give yourself time before applying. Okay, so the personal statement, why are you interested? What reading have you done? What skills do you have? And you've got to put together lots of evidence. You write one personal statement and it goes to 5 universities. So really you must be choosing the same course at each university. It's impossible to write a statement about medicine, law, geography, economics and business. You can't apply to different courses. So which course should you choose? Obviously it begins with thinking about careers. If you want to be a doctor, then that's the sort of thing you probably need to be planning 7, 10 years in advance. But do you want to be a doctor, a programmer, an engineer and a business person? Because that's going to influence what you should be studying before university. What are you good at? Are you someone who likes essays? Are you languages? Are you good at maths? Are you creative? And what grades are you likely to get? So you have to think about your strengths, your interests and your career. Okay. Choosing a university, again, you need to think about the likely grades you're going to get. There's no point applying, if you're going to get mainly Bs, there's no point applying for Oxford, Cambridge and LSE. You've got to match your results with the organisation. What do other people say about it? Obviously you can search online, but if you've got friends or relatives who've been, that's good. And also, what is the course like? There are hundreds or thousands of business courses at university. Some are very mathematical, some are very much to do with people management. Some are basically economics, some are much more marketing focused. So just because the course is called business, you now need to research even further to find out what it involves. Some universities, Oxford Brookes is modular. You do lots of different subjects each semester. You get your grade and you can see your progress over the 3 years. Oxford University, your exams are all at the end of 3 years and it all relies on one set of exams. Facilities, accommodation. I've met a lot of families the last 2 days and they want to know where their son or daughter will be living and what's the food like. Okay, it's the same at university. So check out where you'll be living, how far away from the university will you be, will it be university accommodation or do you have to find your own? Okay, and where is it? I mean, we get lots of students who immediately want to go to London because it's London, But a London university experience is a very particular thing. Quite often you're living outside, there may or may not be the same kind of sense of community. So it's worth looking and thinking what it is you want from the university. Okay, if you want to look at universities and you like tables and numbers, then a very good place is this newspaper called The Guardian, and they produce each year league tables. You can search for the type of subject you want, and then it will produce these rankings. As ever, league tables can be very dangerous, so be careful, but it will tell you how satisfied students are, how many staff there are, whether people get a job afterwards, and what the entry requirement is. So it gives you some information, but you always need to be careful with these things. As a school, what we're trying to do is to understand a student and where they want to be after university. That then affects their degree, and that then affects their A-levels. So we need to try and understand the destination in order to advise on A-level subjects. So students will only study 4 or 3 subjects at A-level, and that's great. If they get the right ones, they will enjoy it and they'll be passionate about them, but they must have the right ones for what they want to do later. The Russell Group are some of the top universities in the UK, not all of them, but some of them, and they've produced some information on subjects you might want to think about for different degree courses. Okay, and it's called Informed Choices. You can find it on the internet. It is only one view, but it's a useful starting point. So if we know a student is thinking of being an architect, then they advise certainly art, and in some cases maths or physics. If we know a student is interested in economics, then actually the key thing is that they do mathematics at A-level. By the time you get to degree, economics is very, very mathematical, so you must have done maths and possibly further maths at A-level. Economics is nice, but it's not essential. Maths is essential. Whereas if you want to study business, there are no subjects that you have to do at A-level. Again, maths in this case is nice, but you don't have to have maths. If you want to study law, well, you don't need a law A-level. What you need to be able to do is to show that you can write essays, to show that you can argue logically, to show that you're good at debating. So if anything, they want history or essay writing subjects. Medicine, obviously, chemistry, biology, and then maths or physics. So if a student applies to come and study with us, we spend a long time, and I know Business Link as well, talking to the student to try and understand as much as we can in order to give them the right advice on subjects. If they don't know their career, that's fine. We can put together a broad combination, but the more we can understand what they might do, the better it is. My main thing is to get advice. This is quite a complex process. There are hundreds of universities, there are thousands and thousands of degree courses, and you need to try and understand, and you've got to put in an application form in a certain way. So you really need specialist advice from Business Link, and the schools as well obviously support on that. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks.